Welcome to the Dreamers Hub podcast. This podcast is about collaboration between the dreamers and the doers to inspire more people to do more of the things that they enjoy doing. This hub is focused on providing you the kick in the ass you need to jumpstart your dreams. So if you're into that kind of thing, consider subscribing. Yo, welcome back to the Dreamers Hub podcast. My name is Nettie. I am your host of this podcast. And hey, welcome if this is your first time listening or watching the podcast. We are on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, so make sure to check us out on one of those platforms. So hey, real quick, this episode is kind of special because this is the 20th episode. This is technically the end of season 2, which each season has 10 episodes, so this is the 10th episode of season 2, and I'm happy to have you here with me, and I'm happy to have you listening, and I'm happy that I made it this fucking far. Yes, this is crazy to me that, this is my 20th episode. I honestly didn't think I would get this far, and sometimes I feel like I black out making stuff because it's just you're trying to feed this machine, but God, I'm so happy I'm here. I'm so happy you're listening. I'm so happy about all the support that this passion project of mine has gotten. It really does mean the world to me, and I know I say that a lot, but I genuinely feel that. I am genuinely so happy to be making this. It's crazy as hell with all these lights in here as I'm recording this, but just know that I do it because I love it. And you know what else I love? I love motivating people. I love inspiring people. And if it takes me taking action into my own passion and my own personal growth to motivate those listening and those watching, that's what I'm here for. And so in this episode, I kind of wanted to talk about, one of the phrases that basically has gotten me thus far, whether it's in my fitness journey, which I'm doing, and or just my creative journey that I'm doing with this passion project. And, I kind of just started it as something on the side. I didn't actually think much of it as I was doing it. I was just interested in doing it. And the more and more I started podcasting and filming it, obviously, the more I'm learning. So I've gradually gotten better, but I've just fallen in love with the process of just making things better, leveling up my craft. And in doing so, I have noticed, people get inspired by just watching me learn or watching me do these things that honestly to me are kind of uncomfortable. All this is new to me. I didn't know how to do any of this. And the one thing that I've done is just taken action behind the things that I say I want to do. Seems pretty simple, but honestly, that's probably the one thing that holds most people back, and that is not taking action behind it. And, sometimes people find excuses like, oh, I don't have time, or I'm too tired, or realistically, it's just people being lazy and they find something else that comes about. I need this gear, I need that, I need this, you really don't need anything. I am one of those people that's kind of all in, but once I'm all in and I've been in it, this is just kind of where I've gotten, and I'm super proud of every single episode I've made thus far. I'm super proud of revamping the logo, and making the t-shirts. I'm just so proud of all that because all that has been basically something to accumulate over each and every episode, ideas that come about after each and every episode. So I'm proud of that. And I like to think that, people along the way can be proud of, watching the process. And I try to post as much as I can. I try to let you guys in the things that I'm doing, whether that's my fitness journey, whether that's just creating content, whether that's making a t-shirt, maybe whether that was launching the website. All these things have come about just by me starting a podcast. I never thought that I would get to the portion of the t-shirt part and a website. It just kind of happened because I'm just so in love with doing this. And the one thing that has gotten me here has basically been the phrase of yesterday has nothing to do with today. Meaning, whatever happened yesterday doesn't roll over into the next day, and the new day that I have in front of me is the day that I can get 1% better. It's the day that I can progress just a little bit to make these things, everything that I'm doing, that much better. Not only that, but my personal growth. My personal growth has probably been one of the most important factors of basically taking action, and just me improving myself, that basically has carried on over into every single day of 2020. Sure, 2020 kind of sucks, but really that's your perception of what 2020 is. I think once you accept what's actually happening and the civil unrest and COVID. And yes, those are things that are happening. But obviously, like, as long as once you get to the point of embracing that is the new norm, you should get back on your grind. I know a lot of people that said, I'm going to fuck up 2020, I'm going to do this, and then now are using all these things that are happening as an excuse to not pursue the thing you said you were going to fuck up. Like, that's where you should be able to call yourself out. Call yourself out to the point that you're just like, damn, okay, now I need to go do this, or like, I should jump on the thing I said I was going to do. Like, it shouldn't take you a whole year to finally take action behind something just because everybody's going through the same thing. Like, at this point, it's completely up to you to win every single day. It's completely up to you to improve every single day. Yesterday has nothing to do with today. So whatever happened in the past, stop carrying that shit around. That is luggage you do not need. Stop looking in the rear view mirror. Start focusing on what's in front of you and start focusing on that next day. That next day could be the one day where you take big steps or a big leap into that thing that you're trying to do. Doesn't matter what it is, wherever you're at in life, it could be pivotal for you, and that might make all the difference. Is you got to change your perception on the day. You got to change your perception of the past. You just got to be able to adapt. The quicker you're able to adapt, the quicker you're able to take action. Action does not come from you buying that new gear. Action does not come from you getting that one thing you say you need. Action does not come. It doesn't come from that. Action comes within. Like, that's something internally that you have to push through. A lot of the things that I'm doing now, sometimes I don't feel like getting up and doing it. Why do I do it? Because I know that it's going to make me improve a little bit for that day, for the next day. And gradually, I've personally just gotten better with my personal growth, with my fitness. I've gotten stronger. It's just like so many things that it can snowball into, that you owe that to yourself, honestly. You owe it to yourself to reset every single day, because every single day you have the opportunity to get better. You have the opportunity to make that thing happen. Every day is an opportunity. Tomorrow is not promised. Make the best of what you can on this day. It is up to you. You owe it to yourself. Stop holding yourself back, because it's you. You're the one holding yourself back. You're the reason why things aren't happening for you. It's not up to anybody else. Nobody's going to give you handouts. Nobody's going to hold your hand through these things. It's completely up to you. You got to be able to adapt. You got to be able to put action behind those things that you say you want to do, that you've been saying you want to do. It is 100% up to you. And remember, yesterday has nothing to do with today. Take the chance on yourself. You owe it to yourself. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate every single one of you guys listening or watching. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. You can subscribe to the channel. And thank you again so much for supporting this passion project of mine. My goal, again, is to continue motivating, continue inspiring, and I hope to do so for the rest of the year and the years coming, because I love this shit. Find the thing that you love. Get after it, chase after it, be obsessive over it, so that you can make things happen and you be your own leader in your own way, in your own path. Don't compare yourself to other people, because that is detrimental. Make sure that you are about you, and make sure that you show up for yourself every single day. And remember, yesterday has nothing to do with today. Make the best of each day. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll catch you in season 3. Peace. Now hold up. Before we part ways, I want to thank you for listening in. I'd appreciate you helping me inspire others like yourself by simply sharing this podcast with a friend. While you're at it, if you found value in this podcast, I'd love for you to rate it on Apple Podcasts. Be sure to tune in for more inspirational content next week.